What's going on, guys and gals? My name is William Clark and welcome back to some Animal Crossing. Nintendo, your mom. Alright, so today I'm going to be doing absolutely nothing. I'm just going to be doing the same shit as I always do. Now, probably next week I might be playing some more Xbox. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, I keep forgetting. Yeah, my Wii is loud as fuck. My GameCube is somewhat quiet, so I have to constantly turn up and down the volume. I don't have an actual remote for this TV, so I can't. Yeah, it sucks. Like life. But you know, I think it's important to realize that we've come a long way in technology. With technology, a lot of shit has happened. You know, we went from 8-bit graphics at the time, you know, the NES, and I guess some people are calling the Atari 2600 8-bit graphics, even though it looks less than 8-bit, but whatever. You know, we come from that all the way to now, you know, when this game, we get better graphics, better everything. And now we have video games that look lifelike. Yeah, there's still a lot of cartoony style video games and shit. But when it comes down to it, there's a lot of games that also look realistic as fuck. Some of the Final Fantasy games. Like, damn. If you look at the Final Fantasy games, they look way more realistic. Look at Doom. You know, Doom 2016. That game looks fucking realistic. And the new Doom Eternal game that's gonna come out, I've seen trailers for it. I've seen gameplay of it. That looks realistic as hell. You know, like, realistic. I'm talking about, like, movie quality in terms of gaming. You know, there's a lot of things that go down, in the video game world. You know, graphics are one of them. Things go down, things go up, whatever. You know, even today, it's good to acknowledge the past. Acknowledge that these older video games are what started what we have today. A lot of people, they take these video games for granted. They take the Atari 2600 for granted. They're like, you know what? I don't even know what the fuck an Atari 2600 is. Oh, what's an NES? Who knows? What are these things? And, you know, it's ridiculous because, I mean, you have to find out. The video games come somewhere. They have to come from somewhere. Like everything else. I have to come from somewhere. You have to come from somewhere. Everyone and everything has to come from somewhere. Now, what that somewhere is, I have no fucking clue. Some people might be coming from goddamn alien spaceships for all I care. But the thing is, I believe that, you know, everybody should be looking at video games as not just an art form, but as something that needs to be acknowledged as evolution. You know, I could do a video right now, maybe, and if I was any good at editing, I would do a video of, like, certain video games throughout the years. You know, we go from, like, Pokemon, and the key features in the game, such, I mean, not every single Pokemon game, but, like, the key elements of Pokemon. Like, we went from red, blue, green, and yellow to what we have now. You know, X and Y, you know, Alpha, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, things like that. And it's important to realize that Pokemon started out as really, 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 really good stuff. But now, you know, we get from something that's really, really cool to something very much better. Okay, now tell me how much you're gonna pay. Alright. You're lucky you're alive because Pants told me to tell you. Fuck you. Okay, so Kitty Wardrobe, you better be worth a little bit more than that. I better get some cash back, I'll tell you what. But anyways, you know, I think it's important to realize that no matter what, video games are an art form. It's actually quite hilarious. Back in elementary school, we had this teacher that actually ended up quitting afterwards, like after a couple years. I forgot her name, what her name was, but she always said certain things like photography was not an art form. You know, video games are not an art form. Music is not an art form. Basically, what she always thought as an art form was paintings and drawing. That's it. She didn't think of what was considered art. Graffiti is art. Video games are art. Music, photography, even these YouTube videos. Yeah, my videos suck ass, but they are also art. You know, and I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that it's art. And just whatever, you know? But a lot of people... I actually had an argument with someone the other day about this. They were like, video games are not an art. I'm like, oh yeah? Yeah, well, look at some of the games like Okami. Look at Okami. That game is a fucking art form if there ever was one. It's really beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's really well designed, a different art style, you know, and everything else that everyone basically claim is not an art style is actually an art style. You know, I've seen a lot of games. Actually, I want to see what's available in terms of furniture here. But it kind of pisses me off more than anything else in my entire life to find out that everybody is saying the same shit. You know, there's always gonna be people that disagree. There's always gonna be people that agree. You know, it's just the way the world works. However, you don't need to be a douche pickle about it, you know? You don't have to be saying that video games are not an art form and tell everybody why you're wrong. The same thing with paranormal activity. You know, some people always say the same thing, such as ghosts don't exist. Well, prove to me that they don't. And some people, you know, they always tell me, prove to me that they do. I actually got this from Facebook, I think. People tell me to prove that ghosts exist. I tell them to basically prove that they're not. You know, you don't know what's out there. You have no idea what's actually out there. This world is infinite, really. Like, extremely infinite. You have no idea what could actually become of the world. You know, for all we know, there could be demonic squirrels in the world. Like, I don't know. I never know. Make it look like I'm actually watching TV, so I'm like, yeah. When I watch TV, I watch TV. But I kind of like the way it is right there, okay. So I think that people need to shut the fuck up, okay, because they don't know what they're talking about. But at the same time, I think they might. You know, I think video games are more than an art form. I think video games are, you know, better than just a simple art form. I think video games have potential to be at a museum. I mean, a real museum. Any sort of museum, really. I mean, I think that video games always have had that potential, even since the dawn of time, where video games were first made. You know, back in the Atari 2600. Hell, even Magnavox Odyssey. You know, that was before the Atari, even. And so I think a lot of people take these things for granted. I think it's sad, too, because, I mean, you always look at the Call of Duties and the Grand Theft Autos and the Halos, but you don't see what, you know, where these video games started. You know Fortnite, right? Well, that game had to come from somewhere. Someone had to create that game. So yes, it's an art form because of that. And there had to be something to compare it to. Like, let's say, for example, you were comparing, like, let's say you had the GameCube, right? And then the next day you wake up, you find out that Fortnite on PC has the best graphics of any sort of video game. Let's just say that for as an example. I know it's not, because there are games with way better graphics and way better, more realistic art styles out there. But let's just say, for example, that Fortnite was considered the best when it comes to graphics. You know, you wake up and you realize that video games are evolving just as much as humans are. You know, humans evolve every day, believe it or not, and so are video games. May not look like it, like, let's say, I can't really tell LSD Dream Emulator from, like, Metal Gear Solid, but it is there. There is something there. There is something that is making the video game industry evolve slightly. You may not notice it, I may not notice it, but it's there. Every second, it's there. You know, and a lot of people, they say the same things like, oh shit, oh, I know I came here. But they're saying that certain things don't make any sense, such as, if video games are an art form, then why does no one really talk about them as being such? Well, it's in the eye of the beholder, basically. If you... What? Wow, you asshole. Like, how did you switch from... Do you have, like, a multiple personality disorder? Do you have the two people and the same fucking... What the hell? I have no fucking idea. But, you know, I believe that people take video games for granted. And it's sad. You know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you people are with me on this. I think that video games are more than art form. They're more than art style. They're more than just entertainment. In some cases, video games are your job. Sometimes video games are your life. Sometimes video games are everything to you. You know, video games are the best things ever, you know, next to My Little Pony. Now some people are like, what? What does My Little Pony have to do with anything? It doesn't. My Little Pony has nothing to do with any of this. But I was just saying, you know, there are certain things that a lot of people would say are their life. You know, for me it's YouTube. You know, YouTube for me is like a passion. You know, it's something that I love doing. Playing video games are a passion. That's what you know, it's a passion for me. I love playing video games. And there's a lot of stuff going down that I love doing, like video games and watching YouTube videos and making YouTube videos and, you know, My Little Pony and collecting video games and stuff like that. So just take video games as it is. An evolutionary and revolutionary as well thing. And that's it for this video, guys and gals. You know, as always, I will see you all in the next video and the next day, whatever the fuck else is there. Peace out, people, and bro hoof. Boom!